Does blogging still matter in 2025? My name is Sam. In this video, we're going to answer that question specifically from the viewpoint of a small local business. If you run a small business, should you invest into blogging in 2025 and beyond? Here's what we're going to cover. Does it still matter in 2025? We'll look at the evolving role of the blog. We'll look at benefits for local businesses if you decide to blog, how to build a good blog content strategy, a few blog topic examples for local businesses, and then we'll take a look at repurposing content. So first, do blogs still matter for local businesses? I believe yes, they do. The longer answer here would be blogs help to build topical authority, locational relevance, and show expertise to search engines and clients. For that alone, I think it's worthwhile. You can target longer tail and locationally specific keywords with blogs. You can create internal linking opportunities, and probably most importantly, it's part of a larger content strategy. We'll look at the evolving role of blogs to where I wouldn't think about it as just a blog, but a part of your full content funnel. So the blog can be a foundational piece for then repurposing content. Whether you write a blog, then you can make videos, social media posts, other content based off of that. You can align your blog for local and customer specific needs. Again, building authority in your niche, building local relevance for both customers and for search engines. It'll help you enhance your overall digital footprint. If you have two websites and they're both local plumbers and one plumber just has his services and the other plumber has his services, but then he has 10 blog posts that talk about each service, and then he's making a YouTube video once a month talking about it, what he does, plumbing topics and questions. He's putting social media posts out there. Like, which plumber and which website do you think is going to carry more authority with search engines? Like, it's the one that has that good content that's getting put out there. So it'll enhance your overall digital footprint. Check out the Gary Vee content pillar for a great example of this. If you just Google Gary Vee content pillar, he's, lots of people do this. He's one of the best, but just as the quick example here, so he talks about making pillar content. So you have, a Facebook Live, YouTube video, Instagram TV. This was a little bit older when he made this. But then you take that core piece of content, and so like literally I'm going to take this video and we're going to turn that into a blog post, and then we're going to post it on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Twitter, or X now. But you can repurpose that content and then break it out and put it into different areas, newsletters, and then he takes it a step further where he's then getting community insight from it. We're not going to go into all of that. Point here though is a blog and written content is a part of that funnel, and it is helpful and valuable. Here's some benefits of blogging for local businesses. Now, we hit on a lot of these, but blogging carries local SEO advantages. It helps your location service area pages to rank better through topical relevance and internal linking. If you haven't seen our video on location service pages, I would recommend checking that out. You can rank for location-specific keywords. So plumber in Atlanta, it's a big one, but if you're in a city, we've had cases where we have both our location page ranking and a blog post that is about that service in that city. And so we're on the first page of Google in multiple spots with multiple different pieces of content. And if a blog ranks, even if it's not driving direct potential clients to your site, say you're a local business and your blog's ranking, and so people nationally are coming, you're not going to be able to service all of them. But that traffic coming to your site, and if you're providing value there and people are on the site and they're engaging with the content, that helps to build your overall site authority and credibility with search engines, which is going to help the rest of the pages on your site to be in better position to rank. Blogging helps to, there's customer engagement. This, if you take the blog and then you're posting it on social media, it's kind of these next two here will hit at the same time, but it helps to create shareable content, and then you can get into very specific customer questions. And if one person's asking a question, there's a good chance that other people are going to ask that same question. So you can create content to answer that. Now, how to build a blog content strategy. This is going to be a quick overview. We will do a whole video on this. But one, think about your goals. Are you trying to get more traffic initially? Are you trying to educate people? Are you trying to generate leads? You're probably doing a mix of all of those. But it's good to have goals in mind, even just to get going. So, hey, we're going to do 2 blogs a month, 4 blogs a month, and kind of use just that output as the initial KPIs. And then you can get into, getting traffic to the site or leads to the site as you get going there. You want to align your blog topics with your service and location pages. So if you're a personal injury attorney and you do car accidents and slip and falls and wrongful death, then I want to see blogs that are about car accidents, slip and falls, and wrongful death. And you should be linking those blogs back to those relevant location service pages. Now, once you have some goals in mind, once you have your topics which align with your service and location pages, then dive into some keyword research. So focus on longer tail keywords, local keywords. We'll get some examples of that in just a second here. But you can use those whole videos on keyword research, but just start looking, what are people searching? Look at what Google's, how Google, the autocomplete that they have there. You can use Google's keyword tool in Google Ads, or if you want to pay for SEMrush or Ahrefs or something like that, you can do that as well. And then we're not going to go deep into this, but when you're structuring your blogs, use clear headlines, use your main keyword in the title and the H1, use variations and subheadings, try to include visuals, for sure, at least pictures. If you already are making a video, you can embed the video in the blog. If an infographic is relevant, that can be nice to add there, but good content was typically going to perform better as opposed to just a chunk of words on a screen. Here is when we're talking about content structure and blogs with practice areas. So in general, for a local business, we're going to structure the site where we'll have a city page. So if it's again, personal injury attorney in Atlanta, we'll have a personal injury attorney in Atlanta page. Then we'll have practice area pages. We might have car accident attorney Atlanta, wrongful death lawyer Atlanta, slip and fall attorney Atlanta. And then our blog posts are going to align with those practice area pages. And we want all of that to link together. So from within this blog, we should have an internal link that's up to our practice area page. And our practice area page should have an internal link up to our city page. Here are some examples of blog topics for local businesses. Plumbers, 5 common plumbing problems in whatever city and how to avoid them. DIYer called pro, fixing leaky faucet in blank city. Attorneys, what are your rights after car accident in a city? Top 3 causes of car accidents in a city. Retailers, the best holiday shopping tips for city residents. The top products that save energy in your home this summer in a city. All these blogs you could do as just not city specific. You could just do the 5 common plumbing problems and how to avoid them. Because we want to target locational, people that are local to us, if we're a smaller local business, I would typically lean towards having more city-specific, locationally relevant blog content. Some people may argue against that. It's just typically where we would land. And you can vary it. You can do some that are city and location specific, and then you can do some that are broader and just kind of covering everything. The one, not issue, but the one thing with covering everything is if you're, if it's 5 common plumbing problems and you're ranking across the entire country, there's going to be a lot of traffic coming to your site that isn't going to be potential clients for you. Now, again, that can be helpful because it still is sending organic traffic to your site, which is a good signal to search engines. So you can go either way. I typically lean more city-specific content to try to get that extra piece of content on a locally relevant search result. Last, and we've talked about this, but repurposing blog content. So, you got to think bigger than just the blog itself, but it's your full content strategy. So you can turn blogs into short videos for TikTok, Instagram, YouTube Shorts, X, whatever the popular social platforms of the day are. You can create infographics based off of the blog content. You can break if we were to go back into the 5 common plumbing problems in city, you can break that into 5 social posts about each plumbing problem. And so you take one piece of content and then you can fairly easily make a bunch of other content based off of that. And then you put that content out there and all that can be linking back to the blog, which is another way to drive traffic back to that blog. And then email newsletters. If you're already creating a blog, then it's fairly easy to create a newsletter where you're just featuring some of your blog, social posts, videos, and putting that together. And then it's another way for you to stay in touch with your audience and to be top of mind there. My favorite content flow, I like starting with a video. You can do this in different ways. Some people will do a podcast, some people do video interviews, some people will do a blog and then go video. I personally like making a video because then I can talk and I can go and then I get that video out there. And then I will use the video to create a blog. And there's a lot of things where, I love using, you can feed the transcript of your video into something like ChatGPT and then have it hey, take this transcript and create a blog post out of it, and that'll give you the good chunk of that content. Then you go through and edit and add pictures and all of that. But it's an easy way where you can talk it all out and then use a tool like ChatGPT to get a written variation. That goes quicker for me than if I were to do it the other way around. And then you can use that blog and the video to then craft social media posts and get them out in various places. A couple tips for blogging success for local business. Consistency is key. Don't do like 20 posts in 1 month and then don't do anything for 4 months. I aim for 2 to 4 blog posts per month, typically for local business. It's a competitive area. You may want to do more than that. But I think if you're just getting started, 2 to 4 is a good goal, good place to be. Focus on quality, not quantity. Don't put out crap. There's too much crap out there and it's just going to get ignored. So do a good job. If that means you have to not do as many, that's okay, but you want good quality there. Internal linking, make sure you're linking to your service and location area pages. That's going to be a big help from an SEO perspective. And then regularly update older blog posts to keep them fresh and relevant. Pretty much if you have a blog that hasn't been touched in a year, and some, that's a general rule of thumb. Some people may want it to be more often than that. If it's a very competitive term, it should probably be more often than that. But if it's older than a year old, for sure, go back in, look at the content, check Google Search Console, work on updating that, refreshing that, either update the publish date or add an updated date in there so that search engines know that this has been updated and it is recent. That's going to help from an SEO perspective. So quick recap here, blogs do still matter for local business, especially for SEO and lead gen. I mean, that's why we're doing it for the most. But anyway, you got to think bigger than just a blog. Think full content funnel with video, blog, social posts. And then if you're ready to go, check out my videos and resources that we go into more of this, where we look more specifically at location and service pages, at building out a blog content strategy, and so forth. Thank you for your time. I hope this was helpful. If you have questions, please leave them in the comments. This is part of our small business SEO series. You can find the whole series on YouTube or at sambretzman.com. I hope you have a wonderful day. Thank you again.